If you feel like your stiff back is holding back your dancing potential, then join me in Bendy Backs for Beginners. Here, we're going to be learning on limbering up our back, strengthening it at the end, and making sure that we can get our backs as bendy as we can today. Let's get started. So, we're going to gently start on our feet. We're going to start with simple warm ups, hands in the air. I'm going to ask you to bend to the side and bend to the back. Just gentle circles to just kind of wake up our spines today. Good job, steppers. And let's do to the other side. Just a gentle warm up, lengthening that spine and waking it up with some circles. Good. And now we're going to pull up nice and tall. And we're going to lead with our head and do some roll downs, bending those legs and coming up, going through every single vertebrae in that back. We need to make sure that every vertebrae is nice and warm before we start this bendy back tutorial. There we go. And let's lead down to the side, bend those knees, and roll back up. Same to the other side, steppers. This is a great start together. And one last time to each side. Good. And to the other side, melt, melt, melt. There we are. Good. Okay. Now what we're going to do next is we are going to take it down to the floor. And we're going to pull up nice and tall and just do some twists. This is just really good to, again, loosen up those backs before we get into more of the deep stretches that we'll be doing. There we are. Good. Let's bring those arms up and over in some circles together. And let's bring it around the other way. Good. Okay, what we're going to do next is we are going to come up onto our knees and we are going to start by bringing our backs into a upward shape, kind of like a mountain. Drop it into a U, looking all the way up. Bring it all the way in again, like you're trying to suck your belly button up to your spine. Good. See how I'm moving my pelvis? My pelvis tucks in. My pelvis drops low. This is important so that way we can really release that lower back, as I know sometimes that's where a lot of people's back pain comes from. So it's really important that we are going to be loosening it up and making sure it's strong. So on all fours still, what we're going to do is we are going to go dropping it down and going to the side. Now we're doing circles. Good. Our head is also part of that spine motion. Good. And we're going to bring it to the other side. One. Good. Just two circles. There we go. Excellent. So let's go on to our tummies now. We are going to start in what I call seal pose because we do look like little seals. I'm going to push the palms of my hands into the floor, pushing my shoulders down, not relaxed here. Push yourself down, keeping your hip bones on the floor. Excellent. Good. Feel that bend in the back. Lift that chin. Point those toes. Good job, steppers. Now, a bendy back is definitely a huge advantage in the dance world. It's going to help you in almost everything you do, like a back port de bras, an arabesque. There we go. Up onto your knees and just lift forward to release it. Head down to the floor. There we go. Okay, back onto our tummies, everybody. Same thing, but this time, legs off the floor, looking back. Now, in this stretch, I feel it actually even in the front of my legs. That's totally normal. You're going to try and bend that head back. Try to touch your forehead to your toes. It could be a little bit hard to breathe. It's definitely hard for me to talk. So make sure that you are taking your time, taking those deep breaths if you can. Good. Only 2 more seconds. And release. Nice and slow. You don't want to shock your back. Good. And release it once more. Excellent. And we're going to come back to our knees this time. Before we do go into a bridge, what we're going to do is we are going to put our palms onto our ankles and we are going to bend backwards. It's a little hard to talk in this position, but we'll see what we can do. Bending back and letting that head hang. There you are. I'm going to move my thumbs so they're actually inside of my ankles, not on the outside. Good. Just let your back hang there. Try to get that bend. Here we go. A bendy back is also great if you want to start introducing acro to your dancing. That's really exciting. I've always wanted to try backflips, but Miss Angela's not that brave. There we go. We're almost done. How I like to get out of this so it's more gentle on my back is I start to kind of go to the side and I slowly get out of it that way. I find that's the gentlest way. Okay, before we get into our back sit ups, what we're going to do is we're going to try to do our bridges. So, feet on the floor. What we're going to do is our toes, what we're going to do, our fingers are going to be facing our toes. So, I'm going to put my palms to the floor, elbows up to the ceiling, and we are going to push off the floor using our feet and hands at the same time. Good. Walk yourself in if you need to. Now, as we're in this position, I want you all to focus on pushing those hip bones up to the ceiling. There you go. Good. And if you can, bring in those hands even more. Excellent. Try to straighten those legs if you can. Deep breaths. Keeping those knees over those toes. There you are. And slowly come down together using that arm strength to slowly lower. And now together, you can give yourself a little hug. Good job, you guys. Sometimes those can be a little scary, but you guys were really brave today. So thanks for doing that with me. What we're going to do next is we're going to work on some of those strengthening workouts I told you about. Onto our tummies, please. Excellent. We're going to put our fingertips behind our ears. Here we are. And we are going to start with one back sit up and lower. 2. Try to get your sternum off the floor. Yes. Up and up. Using that whole back to lift yourself up. Shoulder blades should be pushing those shoulders down, pulling those shoulder blades together. Lower back is pulling up to get you off the floor. There you go. And now what you're going to do is you are going to bring your arms out to the side and hold it. Making sure you're breathing. We can rest very shortly. We can get water very shortly, I promise. Good. Let's bring our arms to the back. Wiggle those fingers to kind of distract from the burning of our muscles. There we go. Shoulders back still. We're not having them creep up, I hope. Long ballet necks. Now this is the hardest. We're almost done. We're almost going to get a break. Arms up to 5th. The back should be burning. I know mine is for sure. Here we are. And back to ears. Relax. We're going to do that just 2 more times, but with less reps, I promise. Good little stretch. Back onto the floor. Quickly, quickly. And we go 1 and down. 2. Lower. 3. Don't crash down. 4 and hold. We're going to this time bring our arms in front of us straight. Hold them there. It's the hardest one. Pause. 5, 6, 7, 8, and push up and relax. We only have 1 more and then we're done. Good job, you guys. Let's get back on the floor, hands behind the ears, and we go 1 and down. We only have 1 more. Make it as tall as you can. Get that rib cage off the floor. Arms to the side, arms to the back. Lift those toes if you can. And relax. Excellent work, you guys. Let's stretch those backs out. We are going to now bring our knees in, up onto our feet. Hands glued to the floor. Don't let them come off. And we're going to straighten, letting that head hang. Feel the release in the back. There you are. I feel a release all in my lower back as I let my muscles just relax into this. I'm letting my spine elongate. And now we are bending and slowly we roll up. Good job, you guys. We just finished a bendy back tutorial for beginners. If you want even harder ones, make sure to hit that follow button so that way we can improve together and I'll make more videos for those bendy backs.